Hey everyone, welcome back to Binky Beauty. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you don't know who I am Binky, and this is my skincare channel that's kind of a bit of a hodgepodge of reviews, thoughts, tips, hopefully all helpful. Again, thank you so much for being here today. Today, I wanted to share with you 5 things that I have recently learned about skincare. I have been having some skincare epiphanies, so to speak, and I just wanted to share them with you. There is so much information out there when it comes to skincare. There are so many approaches, so this is just like a drop in the bucket, just here to chit chat. Please comment below your thoughts, things that you've been learning about skincare. I would love to read those comments. So let's get into it. The first thing that I have recently learned about skincare is that you can't always tell if a product is good, bad, or really what it's like just from the ingredients. I would say like 95% of the time, it is really helpful to test the product, feel the product, see how your skin likes it. I see this come up a lot in dupes where people will put one skincare product next to another and say, oh, the ingredient lists are identical. The cheaper one is probably just the same and it's probably just as effective. And full disclosure, I know that I did this type of dupe video a few videos back when I compared the SkinCeuticals vitamin C serum to the Timeless vitamin C serum. Totally did that. And I hadn't had this epiphany yet, but really, even if products have the exact same ingredients, sometimes the formulation is completely different, because when it comes to making skincare, it is a complex, very detailed scientific process, and one lab might make those ingredients into something completely, I'm getting tongue twisted, completely different in comparison to another lab. So I would say most of the time you really need to try the product, see what the deal is if you're intrigued. Now, of course, I guess the caveat here is when it comes to a serum, in the case of the SkinCeuticals one that's $170, if that's a little out of reach price-wise, which personally I wouldn't want to pay that, it's totally okay to try a cheaper version that also has vitamin C and vitamin E and ferulic acid, just as an example. You're kind of looking for similar characteristics, but there is really little to no guarantee that that cheaper version is going to be like the more expensive version, or that the more expensive version is like the cheaper version. They're just different products, even if they have similar ingredient lists. I hope that makes sense. Okay, number 2 is that good skincare doesn't have to cost a lot. And yes, I kind of went back and forth with this for a while, thinking oh, there must be something to these expensive brands. And I'm not even necessarily talking about La Mer and Estee Lauder and whatnot, even though those work amazingly for some people. But I think now, in the times that we're living in, there is so much good skincare at really affordable prices. So let's see, an example I have here is Curology. This is $40 every 2 months. That's $20 a month. And these are incredibly effective custom formulas that have great results for your skin. Here's an example, Then there's the Inky list, there's the Ordinary. So I think now more than ever, it's really important to remember that good skincare doesn't have to cost a lot. Someone who I love to follow who really drives this point home is my fellow YouTuber, Dr. Dre. You probably know who she is. She is a dermatologist in Houston, and she just has really sound advice on skincare. It is very science-backed. Sometimes it's not the popular opinion, but she's like, this is what the data says. And I'm like, you went to school for this. So I totally hold her opinion in very high regard. And again, she is someone who has really blown open this concept of good skincare doesn't have to cost a lot. Thirdly, what works for you might not, and pretty definitely might not work for everyone. And sometimes what works for you might be the unpopular opinion. Yes, and it might even be a little bit taboo. As long as you are seeing the results that you want to see in your skin, that is all that matters. As long as you are happy with your skin, even if what you do is the unpopular opinion, that's all that matters. And just to share with you some of my unpopular product picks, the first one is this Neutrogena Deep Clean Cleanser. I really like this cleanser, and I know that Neutrogena generally is kind of blacklisted by most ingredient centered YouTubers who just look at the ingredients and are like, oh, this is a bunch of crap. No. I really like this cleanser. And just if you're doubting a little bit, Caroline Hirons reviewed this a few years ago, and she's like, this cleanser is like carbs, in her opinion. I love carbs, but in her opinion, it was like carbs. You know that it's not the greatest for you, but you like it anyway. I love carbs, and I love this cleanser. So I really enjoy this cleanser from Neutrogena. It's been around forever. It's super reasonable, and it works really nicely for my skin. So this is my first unpopular opinion. I really like it. Works for me skincare pick. The second one is face scrubs. I'm sorry, I love a good face scrub, and right now I'm really loving this one by Lancer, the Method Polish. This came in a kit from QVC. It was a really good deal on QVC. So I got the kit that had the cleanser, the scrub, and the face cream, but what I really wanted to try was the scrub because I've been wanting this product for like 5 years. And, you know, again, this one's a little more expensive. This is way cheaper, but I really like both of these. So I really love face scrubs. I think they have their place in skincare. Obviously, you want to use them responsibly. You want to do some research and see how they work for your skin. But scrubs and Neutrogena, and I'll tell you, this isn't the only Neutrogena product I like. But I just like both of these, scrubs and Neutrogena products. Two of my favorites, maybe not on the in list for skincare, if that makes sense, but it's working nicely for me. So that's the third thing. What works for you and what you like isn't gonna please the crowd, and that is okay. Number 4, all skincare, even toxic, non-toxic, chemical-free skincare is made up of chemicals. So there has been this huge movement towards green, towards clean, towards it doesn't have this, it doesn't have that. And honestly, everything is a chemical. I'm breathing air right now, and that is a chemical. Water is a chemical. And anything really can be toxic if you wiggle the proportions or consume too much. If you consume too much water, it's deadly. So everything can be toxic because everything is made up of a very fine chemical balance. I'm telling you this because of this big green skincare trend that really I just see a lot of brands using fear mongering to get people to stop using that and to start using this. And maybe they don't mean to. I mean, I'm sure for the most part the intentions are good, but you also have to realize that there is a lot of money in green skincare right now, and brands and marketing departments are not just letting that go. I mean, at the end of the day, every company has a bottom line. And if by getting you to stop using this Neutrogena cleanser to use their organic cold pressed cleanser that costs twice as much as this, if they're getting you to do that, they're going to do it. They're going to take your money. So just remember that when you're looking at like green skincare, if you're looking at like the non-toxic section, everything can be toxic because everything is a chemical. With that said, I'm peeking at my notes. With that said, there are some more natural skincare products that I like, and I don't like them because they're natural. I like them because they're good skincare. At the end of the day, your skincare should be effective whether it is like natural or whether it's more conventional. Your skincare should be effective. It should give you the results that you're wanting to see. And if it's a mix of both, that's great. Last but not least, the fifth thing that I've learned recently about skincare is that getting advice from a dermatologist is king. So if you're having a persistent, aggressive skincare concern, go see a dermatologist. Of course, you can do research on your own, on YouTube, on Google, but you might get to your solution a little faster if you talk to a dermatologist. Full disclosure, I don't see a dermatologist. However, when I was struggling more with persistent acne, I kind of wish I would have gone to see a dermatologist just to guide me through incorporating things like benzoyl peroxide or tretinoin or whatever else they give you for that. So now I'm really fine not seeing a dermatologist, but there was definitely a point in my life where I wish I would have done that. So just be, mindful. You can take the advice that you see here on YouTube, on Instagram, use that, but talk to a dermatologist. If your skin issue is something that you wake up thinking about, it makes you feel insecure, and you're just having a hard time finding solutions. If you're looking for derm-backed advice on social platforms, again, I love Dr. Dre. She is a board-certified dermatologist. I really jive with her advice. And also Dr. Ranella. I'll put their names somewhere here on the screen. You just look for them. Dr. Ranella on Instagram. She does these insane Q&As. And I would say about 95% of the time she's telling people, go see a dermatologist. Go see a dermatologist, because people ask her these super complex, personalized skincare questions, and she's like, yeah, I haven't looked at your skin. And most of the time somebody needs to look at your skin if you're having these persistent issues. So I think that is everything I wanted to share with you. Those are 5 things that I have learned about skincare recently. Just, the advice that snowballs, and you learn more today than you knew yesterday, or however that saying goes. So thank you so much for watching. Please leave any thoughts, comments, opinions in the comments below, and I will see all of you very soon.